Hello everyone, this is Stan and welcome back to Boston Treasure Hunters. And what you're looking at now is a combination of my brother's collection that I purchased off him, or some of the stuff he gave me, as well as my collection. And what I'm going to do in this video is going through the coins that I got from him and seeing if I can make upgrades or additions to my own personal collection. We're going to start off with the Indian head cents and go from there. And from the books that I have and all this might be a multi-part video. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. If it is, you'll soon find out. Either way, this is going to be a lot of fun and something I thought I'd share with you guys. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'll be right back. Okay, so here are the two Indian head books. This is my collection. This is his. I'm going to show you mine real quickly. It's not the greatest. There's definitely, hopefully, going to be some upgrades here. Especially with these ones here. I'm hoping at least one of them will upgrade, as I haven't taken a great look at his. And this is mostly complete, so I don't think there'll be any additions, but you never know. And as you can see, a lot of these are heavily worn, so that's why I'm hoping to get some upgrades in this. And as you can see, like the 1866 is really corroded. I don't think he had that one, but I don't remember. I don't have the 1869 over 69 yet. That's one for down the road, of course, or the 1871. And we're missing the 1877, of course. And the Variety 2 of 1886. And then over here, we have all of these, but as you can tell, there's a lot that could be upgraded, so we're going to take a look at his real quickly and see if any of these might upgrade. Let's take a look at the books first and see what is actually in here. Like, these are already, in my opinion, looking a little better. I'm not too sure about this one, but we'll have to see. And this one here doesn't look too bad either. Here we go. And there wasn't much else in the middle here, I don't think. Nope, there we go. The 1882 looks rather nice. And those are also worn. And let's take a look at the last page here. And there we go. So what I'm going to do is compare these here, and I'm going to show you which ones I'm going to upgrade. Okay, so I've taken the coins out of his folder and placed them on top of mine. I have taken the plastic sleeve out so you can see my coins. And hopefully be able to see the difference. Like, this one here definitely has more detail, even though it has more dirt on it. The second one definitely has a lot more detail. Now, the thing is here, he had this in a small letters variety. It's not. Let's see if that'll clear up. That's actually the large letters as well. And so this one here is actually going to be over here. And I would say that that one is definitely the better of the three that I have there. So unfortunately, no chance of upgrading this one yet, but we'll definitely work on it. Now down below here, I have the other ones. And as you can see, my 1859 is heavily corroded. His has wear on it, but definitely looks a lot better. Same thing here with the 1860. He did not have a 61, but he did have a 62, and it's actually a much nicer coin. You can actually see more of the headband and some of Liberty. And over here, again, a little bit of the headband and Liberty as well. And I didn't take the plastic out of there, unfortunately. So hopefully you can see them just fine. So I'm going to swap those out, and I'll be right back. Well, I do have to say this looks a lot better. Hopefully, I'll be able to upgrade this 64 and get rid of that really bad one. But this looks a lot better. I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. Let's go ahead and move on to page 2. Okay, on page 2 of the Indian head cents, we're going to take a closer look at these. As you can see, the 1880 is definitely an upgrade, as the one I have is heavily corroded. Now, in the 1881, not so much. It's the opposite way around. So that one will not be put in there. Now, let's take a look here. And let me just, that is an 1882. And then we got here the 1883. And the 1883 is definitely a slight upgrade. Not by much, but still some. And the 1882 is definitely a huge upgrade. And you can take a look at the rest of them. I've taken the plastic out so you can see all of them. Now, on this right here, I don't have an 1886 at all, whether it's a Variety 1 or 2. So what I did, let me show you real quickly. I'm going to get the red book. In the red book, it shows the pictures of what's the 1882 versus the 1881. And really what it is the letter R. If you look at it, the leaf is pointing right toward the middle of the R, or above it determines whether it is. So let me see if I can have you guys see this up closely as I did to determine it's actually an 1882. It's a little corroded, but as you can see right there, the feather is actually right in between the letter R. So that's how I know it's a variety too. Not in the greatest condition, and it is the most valuable one. Really, in this condition, it doesn't make a difference on the value, but it technically is. So then down here we have the 1887, which his is a little bit more worn, even though mine has corrosion. I am not going to put that in there. And then here we have, I would go with the one that he has, as this one definitely has a lot more wear on it, and maybe even some damage compared to that one there, which just has wear. And then the last one we have here is the 1890, and as you can see, my coin is heavily corroded, so that's going to make a great addition. So I'll be right back. Okay, just scanning over this real quickly, which is a lot better in my opinion. I know some of you might be like, I don't know about this one or that one there, but definitely leave your comments down below on it. Go ahead and move on to page number 3. Okay, this is going to take just a minute or so to go over all of these coins here. There we go. And as you can see, the first one there, the 1891, probably a little bit better his, not by much. Same thing with the 1892, even though the one I have is more corroded, so I'll probably swap that out. I do like his 1893, as it definitely looks a lot better. No 94, 95. That's a toss-up as well. I think I'm just going to go ahead and not keep that because it is very beat up. And then we got the 96. Probably about the same, I would say. 97 is definitely better. The 99, I would say the same thing, as well as the 1900. Then as we come down here, we have the 1901. And trying to give you a picture of both of them as I go and keep the camera still. Sorry about that. 1902 is much better. 1903, yes, an improvement. 1904 is a huge improvement. As I would say, the 1905 is probably about the same. Maybe his is in a little less condition. 1906 is an improvement. There's definitely more hair detail, especially on the Liberty. Same with 1907. The 1908, definitely swapping out. And the 1909, about the same. And I did check the 1908 and 1909 to see if there was a mint mark, hoping. Of course, there wasn't, but you never know. I had to look. So let me swap these out. I'll be right back. And there they all are in there. That looks just so much better than it did before. Not as many corroded coins at all. Makes me very happy. Okay, for the Buffalo Nickels I'm going to put in this video as well, the Whitman folders are literally falling apart. I just had another page fall off of another one. And I'm going back and forth, and he had what he called his better collection versus his lesser collection. And I'm seeing that some of the lesser ones are actually better than the ones in the regular album. So what I'm going to do is sort these out, open up the Dansko album, and put the better ones that I believe are going to upgrade the album and show you those only instead of what I did in the last one, and to make the video just a little bit shorter. So I'll be right back with that. You'll see the Dansko album with the upgrades. Okay, so here is page 1 of the Buffalo Nickels. Now, real quickly, I do have the edition with the Type 1, and I'll show you over here real quickly what those are, just so you can see the difference. Type 1 is raised and that one is flat. I believe that is how they go. It might actually be vice versa. Let me check that out real quick. Okay, so I did have that right. This is a Type 1, that is a Type 2. That's what you're looking for when you're looking at the Buffalo Nickels. I'm not the greatest at looking at for those, especially when they're heavily worn, but there you go. So let me show you the rest of these real quickly. Let me just zoom out just a tad bit here. The Type 2 is definitely going to upgrade, as mine is nickel-dated. I don't have the Type 1 13S, so that's an addition. Then down over here, we have the 1916, and again, the coins I have, a lot of them are nickel-dated, so swapping these out is really a no-brainer. On the 17, however, I'm not swapping it out, I'm just showing you. 17 I have is probably a Doug coin, but has a great amount of detail, so I won't be swapping that out. Then down here we have the 19. Again, his mine has a little bit more detail, but his date is definitely clearly readable. So I am going to swap that out. And then down here is a heavily toned 1923, but my coin is heavily worn, so I'm going to swap that out regardless. So I'll be right back. Okay, I did make a small mistake here. I forgot two of the coins, and it is 1920, which, as you can see, his coin is much, much better and has a lot more detail. Really wish he had a 20D. That would have been nice. But either way, no complaints. And the 21 that I have, his definitely has a lot more hair detail, I would say, and a more readable date. So I'm going to swap those out real quick. Okay, so here we go. This is actually the end of page 2 of the Whitman album. I just have page 3 left to go. And there's a few upgrades here. And as you can see, a lot of the coins I have are nickel-dated, and it is amazing to be able to get rid of them and move them into plastic tubes and upgrade the collection. So I'm extremely pleased, especially with ones like that just have a much, much better date on it. And there you go. I'm going to swap those out. I'll be right back. Okay, those are all in and look a lot better. There's still some more that I need to get rid of with the Nicodate, but eventually down the road, hopefully that'll happen. Okay, so I've gone through all of these here, and there's not as many as I thought were going to upgrade, but still some really, really nice ones. The 1929, you can see, the Philly, definitely a nice upgrade. The 29S, let me just slide this coin here out of the way just a bit. And as you can see, there's just a lot better hair detail in my opinion. Now, maybe not everybody will agree, but that's just my opinion for my collection. This one here was a tough call, but I still decided just because the date is more readable on the 34D that I would swap it out. The 35 is just a much better struck coin and in better condition. Then down here we have the 36D. Again, another tough call. But this one here, the one he has about, I don't know, actually. I might have to keep that one. Because I'm noticing the upper hair right in there is a lot more worn than down here. So I might just keep that now that I'm looking at it through the scope. And then over here we have the last one, the 38 Denver. Which, of course, that one is a much better coin. Let me swap those out. I'll be right back. Okay, and here we go. The last look at the Buffalo Nickels, my collection, which is getting there. I definitely need to replace that 34, though. And there it is. And if I find one of the 37D three-leggeds, I would be tickled pink. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this video. There's going to be a part 2 to this. And once I get that up, you guys will see it. Until next time, happy hunting. Actually, I almost forgot. This right here was in the back of one of the folders, and he didn't even know it was there. And it's, I showed this in the other video, Chief Big Tree, his passing. And I just love that so much. I'm actually going to probably take this and put it in a frame and leave it just as is. I think it's pretty cool, you know, numismatic memorabilia, something like that. I kind of like it. But now, until next time, happy hunting.